Hiya, and thanks for taking the time to watch my video. This video is about something that is really important to me, and that is about parenting. Now, I've got two children, and obviously, since the day they were born, I've loved them both dearly. I've got a boy, Charlie, who's 16, and I've got a daughter of Lauren, called Lauren, who's 21. They both got their faults, but they're generally really good kids, and it's my my goal, if you like, for obviously when they're older, I want them to look back and to obviously think I've been a good dad and that my wife's been a good mum. So I have been looking into obviously what I can do to try and make their life better. Um, I've obviously been looking at other videos on YouTube about parenting. And some of the things that I've been listening do make a lot of sense, and I actually agree with. Um, Obviously spending time with your children is probably in my mind one of the most important things to do. And other videos I watch, people talk about spending time, obviously having dinner together, barbecues, things like that. And it does that. This is what we need to be doing. We need to be sitting down with our children and making them the most important thing in our life. We've had these children and they didn't ask to be born, so we have got to look after them. Spending time with your children, having little parties, dinners together, sitting and watching a movie. These are the things that you need to be doing. My daughter comes, she comes around on a Sunday. She come around last Sunday, and we had a bit of Chinese, and we sat and we watched a film together. And she loves it. She's 21, she's got a boyfriend, but she still wants to spend time with her dad and her mum. So, spend time with your children. Um, I encourage you as well to try and educate your children. Because if your children, get used to the idea of listening to you, of reading, that you're instilling something in them that's going to last forever. Encourage them to read a book, encourage them to, read an article on something, encourage them to read a newspaper, to watch a video series, how to do something, if they ask you how to do something, encourage them to go and find the answer out themselves. Obviously, help them, you know what I mean? Try and get them into sports, get them to take an interest in like sports activities, because if they're physically fit, then they're also going to be, um, chances are they're going to be mentally fit as well. So, you need to get their minds going, create activity in their mind. Um, Being a parent, without going into it too much, it's common sense. All you're doing is you're encouraging that person to go on the right journey. If you ain't gonna, I get annoyed because sometimes I hear of people. I've got people close to me. They've got kids. They don't do nothing for them. They're going the wrong way. And you see them walking down the street. They've got like 4 or 5 kids. They're all on the social, and none of them are. None of them. They're being brainwashed that that's the way to be. Just sign on, and they're not being guided in it, given any direction. Because that to me is all being a parent is about. It's about giving your children the right direction. If you put them on the wrong train and they set off on the wrong journey, then they're going to end up at the wrong destination. So, recapping, spend time with your children, encourage them to, encourage them to be better. There's nothing wrong with saying to them, don't dig them out, say, oh, you're not doing this. Say to them, like, let's do this. This would be a nice thing to do for someone. You know, I always think of the song, I think it was Michael Jackson, when he sang about, obviously the man in the mirror. This is what life is all about. I believe it's a test. You know, he said he was starting with the man in the mirror, which is true. You need to focus on yourself. If you get yourself right, you become you become a map for your child. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that, you know, if a parent is good and a parent is in the right direction and you're spending time with your children, then your child will follow. You know, occasionally a kid will go offline. He'll go in the wrong direction, and people will say his dad was such a nice bloke, but you know, his son didn't turn out right. You ain't gonna succeed every time. But I honestly believe that, you know, spending time with your children, being sincere, being loving, putting your children first, it's like work. Years ago, I used to work up London. Now, it's like my circumstances now. I know I could go and earn more money. I know I could go and earn more money if I travel more. I do sales. But I said to my wife, I'd sooner earn less and have time with my children. I like to be home with my kids coming from work. You know, that ain't to say that I ain't, that I'm always at home. I'm not. You know, I sell windows, I sell glazing and all different things, and I do marketing. So I'm not always around, but I try and be around as much as I can. And when I'm with my kids, they are my life. Yeah, say to your children, how's your day? What happened today? Anything happened at school that you want to talk about? You need to get. It's like selling. You need to get all the information. Your kid might have something on his mind, and because he's got that horrible thing on his mind, he could go out the following day, and who knows what he might do. When really, all he really needed was a little bit of um, understanding, asking him a few questions, taking him down and having a game of snooker with him, and spending time. You're back to that time again. I honestly believe that if you take anything away from this video, um, what you can do to make yourself be a better parent, it's going to be time spent. It's not always about having loads of money, being out taking all these different places. You could be sitting in your front room playing a game of chess. Do you know what I mean? It could be something that you both enjoy. My neighbour actually today, I see him today, and I said, "Where are you going, Jim?" Like, he said, actually, he was taking his grandson fishing. And like I see him cut about 2 or 3 hours later. They'd been and caught a few eels, and you could see they both had a good day. That will stick in that child's memory, in his grandson's memory, probably forever. And hopefully, when that kid gets older, he'll do that for his own grandson. This is what this video is about. It's about creating the desire, the desire to be better, be a better parent, be a better person, you know, avoid, avoid things in life which you know are bad. If your children are involved in something bad, get help, get them out of that situation, because I tell you, they'll love you for it in the future. I hope this has been of help. This is it's only my opinion. I'm a dad. I've got 2 children, 21 and 16. So far they've both turned out right. But in going back on what I've just said, I was really always about to see them if they started going off track. I'd have noticed something. I'd have noticed it. I'd have noticed my children's behaviour because I was about, because I've always been an open person. I've always spoke to them openly. Even my daughter, when she started going out with boys, and obviously she was having sex and all these things that dads dread. I used to say, are you all right, bub? Are you taking precautions? You got any problems? She knew she could talk to me. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I think it's just the way I am. I'm a very, very open person. But I think to be a good parent, that is how you be. You've got to be an open book. You've got to say, do you know what? I'm not perfect, but if I can help you, I say to my daughter Lauren, Bub, if Dad can help you, you know, if you got a problem, please, please tell me. The same with my son. I say, any problems, you know, don't bottle it up. If you can't tell me, tell mummy. You know what I mean? So yeah, be an open book. Be an open book and always put your children first. Always be there. Tell them if ever you need me, ring me. Don't matter what you've done, where you are, what trouble you're in. Phone me. And your kids, they will adore you for it. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope it's been a little bit of help. Like I say, I'm not a guidance person or anything like that. This is just my opinion. But like I say, I've been a dad for 21 years, and I think I know how. Well, I certainly know how my children act, and obviously I know what to look for. You know what I mean? Read books about parenting. Go on YouTube. You know, watch other videos. There's some brilliant articles and videos on parenting. All these are going to make you. They're all going to steer you in the right direction. Anyway. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. It's appreciated. And if you like, I would appreciate it if you share. And if you are interested in what I've got to say, please subscribe. Thanks very much.